This incident was caused by Jungkook. You were angry at him and decided to call him to scold him and open the WeChat surface. It was nothing more than to accuse him for his evil deeds. If he didn't cling on you, then it would never happen. You sent message instead of calling. Are you happy now, making me lose my reputation in front of many people? Why are you so troublesome? If you didn't do as you pleased, then now I would never face problem. Looking at people's gossiping about me, now you feel happy, right? It was work time and you didn't expect to get reply from him, but not long after he actually responded you. You were completely dumbfounded as you watched him abandoning you. You stared at his reply. Leave it to me. Did that mean he will solve the problems? How could he take care of it? You were thinking still and didn't reply. Instead, leave it as seen. You have very complicated emotions. Your phone vibrant. You got another text from him. Don't try to mess with me. You are not allowed to drag me down. So childish. He had said this several times. The anger that had subsided quite a bit. This man is really different from before. In the past, he never texted you or barely called you. You would never have thought that he was the one who sent these messages if he had not said it in front of you. Naturally, you didn't reply and put phone aside. He told you to let him handle it, then you would just quietly wait and see how he solved it. You didn't want to take any risk. When he saw that there is no reply from you, he called. You take time to pick up the incoming call. What is it? You blacklisted me. I blacklisted you and you can still send a message. Then why didn't you reply? He sounded like he was complaining. I saw the message. It's normal not to reply. It's normal. Then if I see it and don't reply to you, won't you be anxious? What does this have to do with me? He smiled softly. His voice sounded deep and intoxicating. Of course, it has to do with you because I really care if you reply or not. For some reason, you felt your face heat up, but you are also angry. I'm busy, I don't have time to waste on you. You cut the call. It took few seconds to react that the woman was really irritated by him. He actually could feel your flustered and exasperated appearance. His lips curled up. In any case, other than him, you have no other man by your side. Jungkook, let's get back to work. You have to take care of it. Next day, netizens was asking about you, but there is no actual response, and the number of sales about the news got lowered, but it's hard to disappear anyway. Public had already seen it, but since there is no such a proof and they didn't know where to find you, trouble had solved on the internet. You came to work and heard that Kim the Hyun was waiting for you in the office. You couldn't help but scoffed. You walked, but suddenly Jenny pulled you aside. Why? Sarang, why I feel like Miss Kim looked offended today. She didn't know that Taeyeon and Jungkook were dating, so it was normal for her to be curious. Songyun crossed her hands. You left them behind and get in reminding them to take an ease. After entering, you saw Taeyeon sitting on the sofa. You walked to her. Atmosphere didn't felt good to you, but the other party was your customer. You forced a smile. Miss Kim, why are you here early? You should inform me not to wait here for too long. She looked at you sharply. She threw the paper towards you. Is this the good thing you sent me? This can also be called a design work. Although she smashed the paper fiercely, it didn't hit you cause it slid so it landed on your feet. You lowered your head to see piece of paper that was thrown onto the ground. That was the design you asked Cherry to send over. You had spent a long time without eating, drinking, and resting to draw. You bent silently and pick up. Where is Miss Kim dissatisfied with? Can you bring it up? I will change it for you. She sneered. You have the nerve to use such a design to fool me. What can you modify it into? Miss Kim can modify it to what she wants. Compared to her, you are calm and softly asked her about where she feel that this dress wasn't good to her. It's the exactly how she asked you to do. She walked in front of you disdainfully. People like you care about other people's things. Maybe the work you designed isn't yours. I wouldn't dare to wear them such a cheapest rate. Your expression instantly turned cold and looked at her sharply. The gaze make her feel fear, but she is really angered by that about news. Miss Kim, do you know that those words you just said can be used as slander against you? She raised brow. Slander? You use this design? Can't I complain it to you? You are stealing someone else's things. You are sure that she came for Jungkook. You are very unhappy. You put away the design and smile at her. Then, Miss Kim, tell me, what did I steal from whom? She was lost in words. You said that I stole others' things. I can't remember it. Perhaps I need Miss Kim to help me dispel my doubts. There is silence before she angrily shouted, Kim Sarang, stop putting on an act. Do you dare to say that you didn't steal my things? The more furious she was, the more relaxed you became. You mockingly smiled as if you didn't take what she said to hurt and didn't admit this matter, making her even angrier. I have already said it. Miss Kim feels that I have robbed someone else's things. Then you can say it loud. We are talking about work here. If you're not satisfied, you can come and let me know, but you are yelling without any reason. This kind of scolding will not accept. Previously, you praised for this design work, but now you are venting anger on me. You are a customer to me, and of course, I will treat you well, but respect is mutual. If Miss Kim has any questions about my work, then ask me, but throwing it to the ground is very unethical behavior. You said I stole someone else's things, then directly tell me what I did stole. Don't make fuss without any reason. You spoke neither quickly nor slowly. You are not overbearing. You looked especially cultured. Dayon was daughter of rich family and she was well mannered, but this time she is really angry that she lost her composure. She knew it's not good to talk like that, but when she saw you with Jungkook, she was burned to the ashes. You were beautiful women with cold eyes and the kind of charm. How can someone resist? Alright, since you are so shameless and unwilling to admit your ugly things, then I have nothing to say it. I knew before that you deliberately showed up during the blind date that day. Do you know that I'm going on a blind date with John Jungkook? You frowned. If I knew that you were in the blind date that day, I wouldn't have gone there. We had an appointment that day and you didn't tell about it. Do you think I have ability to predict what you and he were doing? Her expression changed. Of course, she didn't say so, and she did indeed make appointment to look for design, but suddenly went for blind date. She was excited that she forgot about this matter. She pursed her lips but defended herself. So what? You could guess that. Why man and women meeting frequently, but you actually showed up after that day. I didn't expect you to be this kind of person. I'm clearly your client, but you actually snatched a client's boyfriend. A boyfriend? You looked at her with a knowing gaze that she felt uncomfortable. That man was her blind date, and she took a fancy on him. His everything makes her go crazy. Just a one gaze that made her feel butterfly. Many women want to beside him, and she's also included. When he hugged you at that night, and the expression on his face seemed to tell everyone that the woman was his. No one was allowed to touch. She wanted to be that woman, but the women in front seized that opportunity. Miss Kim, you are adult. Do I need to teach you? If it's yours, then no one can take it away. You said that I took him away. Did I take the initiative to talk to him? I remember correctly when we meet again later, Miss Kim invited me over. You revealed a hint of ridicule. Miss Kim probably thought he was interested in my designing, so you pulled me over. Unfortunately, you misunderstood his meaning. The thoughts in her heart were stripped just like that. She didn't expect that you would say what she was thinking so quickly and accurately. Her mood was so off, she had tell about your work being trashy and asked you to redraw it again. You assured her to come tomorrow as you wanted to look for your performance and left there after threatening you. You stood there in a daze. Jenny and Chongyon come in. They were eavesdropping. Jenny crossed her arms and couldn't believe what she heard. They couldn't help but ridicule. You had swallowed your anger in front of her. It didn't mean that you will fulfill her unnecessary request. If she was angry with matters, then he should have gone to find Jungkook instead of you. Since she is your client, you pressed not to argue. You won't be drawing any design for her anymore. No matter what kind of work you draw, she will throw her tantrum on it. Even you took your award and put in front of her, she won't hesitate to throw it on the floor. Your emotions was already different. John Jungkook, this man. Your eyes gradually darkened. How you got in this trouble? You felt headache. How could you get rid of this man who was like a dog skin plaster? Why did he change so much during these years? You hoped that he would be like before, arrogant, not putting you in his eyes, but now that man was so shameless that he threatened you not to delete his WeChat. Headache, headache. The lock had been changed, but you still needed to clean up and move things. The day after tomorrow was weekend, and you planned to move over. Rowoon is already excited, but little upset cause his uncle was left alone at mansion. He was reading comic book. While you were talking with him, you put phone aside and went to washroom to brush your teeth and face wash before sleeping. When you come back, there is another text. I will protect you. I won't let you get hurt. He wasn't hurtless as you thought, but you didn't want to bother with him and went to bed. Next morning, you went company and prepared how to deal with Hyun, but she didn't even came whole morning when you wait. She was so arrogant yesterday, you sent text to Jisoo about the matter. She responds immediately, telling that her cousin is insensitive person to the things she likes. She don't like to be shared, like who will like. So be careful around her. She was probably busy and didn't came to make trouble for you. You spent day with peace and went home without worry. Soon weekend arrived and you moved to the apartment. You got 4 to 5 people to clean and paint home. Their maids from Kim Mansion and Uncle Han also joined. They worked hard that exhausted whole day. Empty house became lively. Your brother ordered furniture and did some wall decoration. Rowoon also joined to clean up. There is laughing and talking sound, full echoes in the apartment. After finish everything, your brother ordered food for everyone and eat together. Then you provide them to sleep room. Worker was hesitating that they are dirty after working, but you didn't mind and let them rest. Your brother, being thoughtful, gives servants and Uncle Han 3 days off, making them joyful, but they didn't show in front and treat them to dinner. They're so grateful and they get payment too. You're smiling at your brother as he did what you told him. He tapped your head. You're really a soft hearted person. You took a bath and prepared to sleep. You were really tired and fall asleep immediately. Early morning, your phone vibrant, disturbing you. You're very tired, so you pick up without looking caller ID. Hello. When he heard your sleepy voice, he couldn't help but frown. What was going on with this woman, sleeping till late morning? Did you commit a crime last night? A cold, deep, and magnetic voice sounded in your ear. You were a little confused and opened your one eye to check if you heard wrongly. Why he called you? What business do you have? You close your eyes. You have no intention to wake up today anytime soon. Serve me 24 hours a day. I want to see the designs today. Sorry, I don't include the weekend. He narrowed his eyes. When we signed the contract, we didn't say that the weekend didn't include it. Did you change it at the last minute? You nodded, yes. You knew this man was just want to stick to you like glue, as both of you are not divorced yet. Suddenly, you didn't want him to treat as a customer anyway. He was so shameless and would not be angry. So your attitude towards him was bad as much as could be. You don't care if he will be angry and break the contract, it would be best for you. You will treat him as whatever. If he didn't mind, then you don't mind too. This is what I added at the last minute. Do you have any objection? He stayed silent for a while. He never thought that you would suddenly change your tactics. You are really not afraid of him anymore. You spoke without care, like you didn't put him in your eyes at all. His lips curled up. My wife gives orders. How would I dare to have any objections? Your brows frowned and threw phone aside. It landed on blanket on the corner of bed because the room was too quiet. He probably heard the phone hitting somewhere. He laughed. You heard his magnetic laughter and cursed underneath. You gritted your teeth and picked up phone. Jungkook, you better be normal. We will get a divorce sooner. Take back that address. Who said that? He smiled. 5 years? Do you think it's possible? If you're bored, then please go to the company and do some work for help poor people. Don't disturb my dream. You cut the call directly and try to sleep again, but this man already messed up your day. You have to get rid of him, but why it's not easy as before. He was stunned and stared at phone for a few seconds. Stupid woman, your temper is really getting bigger and bigger. Just who is the one who is used to it? Let me see how much you want to run away from me. He muttered, why his heart is beating rapidly nowadays. When he was around this woman, especially when he get that kind of sharp gaze from you. My body is hurting from last night. I'm not even able to squat in the toilet. She wanted to cry and complained. You also lie on the couch lifelessly. The two of you rarely do exercise. Yesterday did cleaning and moving stuff that made muscle strain or excessive fatigue. Luckily, it's weekend. If not, then you would be unable to go at work. You are thinking how to deal with Hyun and Jungkook. Hyun is really mad at you, and you believe she won't be calm without troubling you. This was a peach blossom debt that Jungkook had provoked on his own blind date. What did it have to do with you? It's really headache, but you were mad too. Thinking about the fact that he had not divorced you and went on blind dates with other women, that she even called him her boyfriend. It felt extremely uncomfortable that you wanted to laugh in anger. He still had the nerve to tell you that you are his wife. If you are his wife, then why would he go on blind dates with others? Unknowingly, anger rose up in your heart. Jenny looked at you, leaning on another couch. Sarang, he doesn't give up on you. Mean, does he know that Rowan is his child?